Possible conversion of downtown office space to downtown residential is something that Councilman Mitch Nowakowski is raising in this letter to the Buffalo Place Business District and council members this afternoon.
We need those residential residents to really fill in what the office worker once was.
Councilman Nowakowski's observation on changing trends for downtown Buffalo office buildings as companies reduce or shift office workspace needs as more employees want to work from home now beyond the pandemic. Nowakowski's letter states about 20,000 fewer people commuting to downtown Buffalo for their jobs as compared to 5 years ago. As we've reported previously,
I think we're going to see a lot of shifting and a lot of shrinking of employers' sort of footprints in office environments.
And a bigger concern from the Routh building.
They're not getting as much rent because they're not renting as much space. They could theoretically go into default, and then you've got some very valuable properties that could theoretically be foreclosed.
Or lower reassessed value, meaning perhaps less city and county tax revenues. So now back to Nowakowski, who has reached out to those building owners and developers to ask them if they would consider converting unused office space to residential housing space.
The last thing I want is developers and landlords to not have a functional use for their structures and leaving them vacant and abandoned or just taking a loss on their taxes. I think that we really need to get ahead of this, and we need to have an open mind to what do developers need for conversions. My preliminary conversations stated, council member, look, we are for this, but the conversion to be able to adaptively reuse these monies will create a large gap where potential projects just can't get off the ground. I did see that this was in the state budget to allow Manhattan to start getting ahead of their office conversions for residential use. And as the second city that's the biggest in the state of New York, Buffalonians and Buffalo is dealing with the same problems in our downtown, and we really need the access to those resources.
Now, perhaps this will get the attention of Governor Hochul, who did allocate $600 million in the recent state budget to have more housing units in the state. More affordable housing is, of course, one of her goals, and perhaps this idea with the downtown office conversions could be a way to accomplish that goal. Reporting Rooftop live from downtown Buffalo, on your side, I'm Ron Plantz.